About 5 o'clock that afternoon, Sri Ramakrishna was on his way to Calcutta. M. Mahendra Mukherjee and a few other devotees accompanied him in Mahendra's carriage. Thinking of God, the master soon went into an ecstatic mood. After a long time, he regained consciousness of the world. He observed, "That fellow Hazra dares teach me. The rascal!" After a short pause, he said, "I shall drink some water." He often made such remarks in order to bring his mind down to the sense plane. Mahendra to M. "May I get some refreshments for him?" M. "No, he won't eat anything now." Master, still in an ecstatic mood, "I shall eat." Mahendra took the master to his flour mill located at Hathibagan. After a little rest, Sri Ramakrishna was to go to the theatre. Mahendra did not care to take him to his own house, for the master was not well acquainted with his father. Priyanath, Mahendra's second brother, was also a devotee of the master. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting on a cot over which a carpet had been spread, and was engaged in spiritual talk. Master to M and the others. Once, while listening to the various incidents of the life of Chaitanya, Hazra said that these were manifestations of Shakti, and that Brahman, the all-pervasive spirit, had nothing to do with them. But can there be Shakti without Brahman? Hazra wants to nullify the teachings of this place. Footnote: this place, referring to himself. Footnote ends. I have realized that Brahman and Shakti are identical, like water and its wetness, like fire and its power to burn. Brahman dwells in all beings as the Vibhu, the all-pervasive consciousness, though its manifestation is greater in some places than in others. Hazra says further that anyone who realizes God must also acquire God's supernatural powers, that he possesses these powers, though he may or may not use them. M. Yes, one must have control over these supernatural powers. All laugh. Master, smiling. Yes, one must have them in one's grasp. How mean! He who has never enjoyed power and riches becomes impatient for them. But a true devotee never prays to God for them. Sri Ramakrishna washed his face. A smoke was prepared for him. He said to M, "Is it dusk now? If it is, I won't smoke." During the twilight hour of dusk, you should give up all other activities and remember God. Saying this, he looked at the hairs on his arm. He wanted to see whether he could count them. If he could not, it would be dusk. About 8:30 in the evening, the carriage with the master and the devotees drew up in front of the Star Theatre on Bidon Street. He was accompanied by M, Baburam, Mohendro, and 2 or 3 others. They were talking about engaging seats when Girish Chandra Ghosh, the manager of the theatre, accompanied by several officials, came out to the carriage, greeted the master, and took him and the party upstairs. Girish had heard of the master and was very glad to see him at the theatre. The master was conducted to one of the boxes. M sat next to him. Baburam and 1 or 2 devotees sat behind.